Have you ever wondered where the terrifying idea of vampires originated? This chilling concept traces its roots back to ancient Greece and medieval Europe. These early societies spun tales of nightmarish creatures that attacked people, draining their life force through their blood. But this wasn't a concept exclusive to Europe. All around the globe, cultures crafted their own versions of these blood-drinking entities. In the Middle East, ancient Mesopotamian lore spoke of blood-drinking demons, while Hebrew folklore whispered about Lilith, a demoness feeding on the blood of infants. The Greeks and Romans had their own bloodthirsty beings like Empusa and Lamia. And even as far as India, tales of corpse-inhabiting ghouls known as Vitalis and Pishacha were shared. These myths, as macabre as they were, played a crucial role in these societies. They were used as a way to make sense of the unknown, particularly diseases that were not understood at the time. The vampire became a symbol for these mysterious afflictions, with the draining of blood mirroring the draining of life caused by these diseases. So, vampires were not always the sophisticated immortal beings we know today, but rather they were feared as malevolent spirits causing havoc and death. But how did the vampire transform from an evil spirit into the suave and seductive character we see in modern fiction? Gothic literature, burgeoning in the 18th and 19th centuries, played a crucial part in shaping this transformation. These dark romantic tales began to depict vampires not as monstrous creatures, but as immortal, physically attractive beings with a taste for human blood. One significant work that contributed to this change was John Polidori's The Vampire, published in 1819. It introduced the concept of the sophisticated aristocratic vampire, a far cry from the monstrous depictions of earlier folklore. However, it was Bram Stoker's Dracula, published in 1897, that truly solidified many of the characteristics we associate with vampires today. Stoker's Dracula was a charming and intelligent aristocrat with a sinister side, able to mesmerize his victims before feeding on them. These works, among others, shifted the narrative of the vampire, turning it from a creature to be feared into one that was both feared and desired. They portrayed vampires as complex characters with their own motivations and desires, making them more relatable to readers. Thus, literature played a significant role in transforming the vampire from a feared demon into a charismatic, yet still dangerous figure. So, how do vampires continue to captivate audiences in the 21st century? Indeed, vampires have not only endured but thrived in the realm of modern media. Their timeless allure is consistently reimagined and reintroduced in fresh, innovative ways through films, books, and television shows. In film, vampires have donned countless faces, each one unique, yet all sharing that chilling, bloodthirsty essence. They've been depicted as charming aristocrats, romantic leads, terrifying monsters, and even comic figures. The beauty of these cinematic portrayals is their versatility, molding to fit diverse narrative and stylistic choices, from the gothic allure of the Twilight Saga to the gory horror of 30 Days of Night. Literature, too, has played a significant role in the evolution of the modern vampire. From Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire to Stephenie Meyer's Twilight, these narratives have honed in on the vampire's human-like qualities, creating a more complex, relatable creature. Television shows such as Buffy the Vampire Slayer, True Blood, and The Vampire Diaries have further broadened the scope of vampire lore, offering long-form storytelling that delves deeper into the nuances of vampire life and society. Despite their ancient origins, vampires remain a popular subject in modern media, continually evolving to suit the tastes and fears of contemporary audiences. So, what have we learned about the evolution of vampires? Well, we've traced their origins back to ancient times, weaving through diverse cultures from southeastern Europe to the ancient Middle East. We've seen how these bloodthirsty creatures, born out of fear and misunderstanding, were once considered very real threats, sparking mass hysteria and brutal public executions. We've also delved into the evolution of vampires in literature. From their dark and bloated depictions in early folklore to the suave, hypnotic figures in Gothic European literature, we see a stark transformation. The pivotal role of John Polidori's The Vampire and Bram Stoker's Dracula in shaping the modern vampire cannot be overstated. Then we've looked at the enduring popularity of vampires in modern media. Despite being debunked by science, vampires continue to captivate us, thriving in books, films, and television shows. They've morphed into complex characters embodying our deepest fears and desires. While the fear of vampires may not be as widespread today, their presence in our culture and media shows that these mythical beings still have a hold on our collective imagination. Thanks for joining us on this chilling journey through the history of vampires.